So we could kind of use that as another indicator, right?
You could.
Parsing, yeah.
You could, I mean, here, let's do this. Let me get out of here. I'll clean all this off too.
Or just confirmation type of thing.
And Mr. Tony, quick question while you're doing that. For a picture of strength, I know you said the 200, let's just say 200 is flat and then the 8 and the 20 are moving up. Does it have to cross over that 200 to be a true picture of strength, like for the most power, or can it be?
For the most power, Lauren, you want that 200 to be as flat as possible.
Okay, so they don't have to necessarily cross over, like say.
They don't. They do in a lot of cases.
Okay.
But to me, what's really important on that picture of strength is that if I can find a 200 that's really flat and the indicators are close, they're narrow. See how wide this is? I don't like that.
Yep.
That's too wide. I want everything to be like right in here.
Gotcha.
Okay, around right in there, because that's when it gets the biggest move.
Okay.
Gotcha. But when it's up there, you don't want nothing too wide, right? Okay.
Yeah,
so you don't, it just you've already missed it.
Gotcha.
It's you've missed it. And even here, like I was gonna say, hey Donna, look at this. At some point, he tried to get back to that 200, Donna. Look, even in SPY today.
I see it.
It just and if you, like you said, if you want to use that and kind of plot it out, with your options for that day, you get maybe, halfway through the trading session, you start drawing out some lines and say, well, I think the 200 is going to be there. And I know at some point, is that higher? Is that lower? What is that? Is it flat? Where am I trading at now in relationship to that? Where it's going to more than likely wind up at the end of the session today.
That's another good tool there.
And as an example for that, like a picture of weakness here at the far right of this chart, how you're seeing those 8 and that 20 are getting closer, tighter to that 200 at the far right. Would you say that's on the 2-minute chart right here at the end?
Right
far over a little bit more, right in here, right in towards the end. Well, to the left. No. Well, I'm seeing
over here. I'm sorry, Lauren.
No, you're good. No, go all the way to the right on this 2-minute chart. Yep.
All the way to right here.
Yeah, how you're seeing at the end, right there, how the 8 and the 20 are starting to point down. Is that where you would kind of say, okay, this might be turning into the picture of weakness because it's getting closer to the 200? Or would you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's something to be mindful of.
Gotcha.
But don't get fancy, bro.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna jump on this bad boy right now.
Yep.
And then it turns around and goes whoop.
All right, so if you're watching this and you're mindful of it, would you say, okay, when that crosses over the 200, then we might be a little bit okay?
Yeah, but don't I mean, you can't get all the money. I know we want to get in there. Rico was talking about, oh yeah, I wanted to get in there a little early and it turned around and went sideways. So yeah, you can't get
I got you. Wait for confirmation.
Get the confirmation. It's cool. Your 5 cents, you missed 5 cents. Okay. Let me miss the 5 cents so I can know, and then, or not know, or just have a better idea that my setup is the correct setup, place my trade and let it fly.
Okay. So that cross is important then, crossing over that line. You can watch. I want to see my setup, Lauren. I don't want to be early to the party. You always want to come in fashionably late, right? You want to be, you don't want to be too early to the party. Okay, cool.
At what point, Mr. Tony, would you have gotten in this trade here that John was waiting on? You see that the top and tail, the green one, all the way to the far right? Far right, yeah. Right around where would you have gotten into that trade?
I'd have waited for the halt right here in this SPY.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got in there on that right there.
I wouldn't even have messed with it right here. I'd have been mindful of it because, again, I tell you guys, when you get that either the bottoming tail or even the more telltale sign is when you get like a bottoming tail. This is a topping tail. If you get a bottoming tail in this up there, That is a straight up setup, man. They are setting you up right now, brother. They getting ready to turn that thing around and go the opposite direction on you. That's something to look at because again, that's the weakest of the green candles, of the bullish candles. That is the very weakest one. It's
Say
really
that one more time, Mr.
bearish.
Tony. If
What's
you
that?
got they give you a huge bottoming tail.
Yeah, if you get, let me draw it out. If you get one of these, say you were to get like one of these. And you got a bottoming tail like that. And you're like, oh man, that's the second strongest bullish candle. This bad boy getting ready to go to the moon. And the 20 is down here. That's a straight setup, man. They are setting you up. Okay. Now the opposite would be if you got that same candle right here. If you got that candle here,
Bounced off the 20.
off the 20,
Yeah.
yeah, now you're good to go. But the up there like that, away from the 20 like that, they setting you up, bro. They setting you up big time. That is like 90% of the time gonna fail. This is about 80% of the time going to succeed. Location is like real estate. Location, location, location. You want to be at or near that 20. If you're away from it like that, that is a straight setup. Because listen, again, I'm telling you guys, I'm not teaching you guys any new stuff. This ain't new. It's lines and colors, man. It's lines and colors. Up, down, and sideways. You know,
Mr.
it's
Tony?
just understandable. Yes, sir.
I actually, like you were saying, just take that trade when you see those setups. I actually got stopped out on SPY on one of those topping tails in the middle of the day. And then I got stopped out and then I waited. Sometimes you can get discouraged. But you got to remember if the setup shows itself again, you got to take the trade, even if you got to stop losses in place.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what you have those in place for.
Give it one more chance.
So I took one in the middle of the day where you see that top and tail at kind of under where, right over to your right. You were kind of right there. Yep. So I kind of entered there on that break, trying to be, I got caught in the cookie jar, I guess you could say, because I saw what was setting
right
up.
in here, right here.
On the break of the 8.
Oh, in here.
Yeah, I tried it. That candle I thought was going to be red. And then I got stopped out when it bounced back up above the 8. And then I retried again to your right there, where it broke the 8 again, a little bit to your right, more to your right, that red candle. I saw that. It broke the 8. And then once it
right there
touched that 20 and halted off of that, I was able to enter again. But that was just to show you, that sometimes you're going to get stopped out on those first trades. But you got to be patient, because today I was very impatient. I just wanted to trade. Like
I'm giving my money. Give me my money.
Like,
give me my money.
I was already upset at the gap up because I hate gap up.
I know, because there's nothing you can do.
No, I was like, they took half the move already. So, I was searching for a play. SPY is my go-to. So I tried it. And like I was saying, I was kind of rushing it. I didn't wait for the full setup to happen.
Hey, what did I put in the Discord? Wax on, wax off. Be patient.
You said it
right. I said that? I said wax on, wax off.
Because it was like in my mind, I was like, all right, y'all, if it breaks this 20, I'm in. And then, well, I said, if it breaks this 20, we're going to be good. And then it bounced back off the 20. And I was like, okay, I got to cut. And then later on, I was like, okay, it's doing it again. And at the same time, I was like, no, I'm going to wait. But I was like, wait, you guys take the trade if it sets up. And that time it actually, grinded down a good bit.
Because we don't know which one's going to be the one, right?
Yeah.
That's why we take the trade and we put our stop in. And if we get stopped out, I got stopped out today probably 6 times.
Yeah, I got
No,
stopped
it-
out 3.
Yeah, you're gonna get stopped out a lot. You're gonna get stopped out a lot, and that's okay. Because I like that retracement, 100, 55, 100% retracement of the previous. I do that a lot, and I get stopped out a lot. But when I do catch one, you're gonna catch one like that. You're gonna go, bloop, or you're gonna catch that one in Micron, or like the one in Starbucks, it just went bloop. You go, cool. Because I just took the trade, I put my stop in. I told you, I got a trader friend. If the stock doesn't start making money in the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds, he's out. He don't care. He's out. 30 seconds. You got 15 to 30 seconds to start making me money or you're fired. You don't wait.
Yeah, I feel that because the more I wait, it seems like the more it just doesn't happen. It's like you're hoping and you're like, okay, it's gonna happen, and it never does. And then the play or the stock that you were watching, that you got distracted with, the stock that wasn't moving actually starts moving, and now you're like, oh, I should have just played that, but you didn't because you were stuck watching this sideways action. But today was just, I call for options. Today was a options premium burn day.
Yeah, this was all burn right now. That was all.
Anybody who played a 0 day that expired today, they got chopped up.
Yeah.
Even calls and puts for Friday got chopped up. It was just, today, and you'll see, I know Mr. Tony, but they'll do those gap ups because that was the move. The move happened overnight or in pre-market, and then by the time retail gets in there, they'll just chop it to the side and retail to try to get in some of the plays because they saw gap ups happen or they see something moving and it won't move the same. And it's just, most of the time, if you're impatient,
not gonna be patient,
losing money.
Not gonna be disciplined. I got a plan. When I go into the casino, when I go in there, I got a plan. I'm gonna make some money in Vegas this weekend, right? Until you sit down at the chair, and then the discipline and all of your planning, all that structure, that stuff goes out the window, man. I'm emotionally involved, and that's why I say stick to the plan. Let the plan. You just the fingers. Just do what it says on there. I don't want you thinking. Just do what it says on there. It says I enter at or near the 20. I get a 55, 100% retracement of the previous candle. Okay, I get a 180. I get tweezers. Then I take the trade and I put the stop in right below the reason. And that's it. That's what it says to do. I'm going to do that. And I'm not going, nah. I'm not going to listen to I don't hear that.
Man, Mr. Tony, you're absolutely right with that. I got to say, every time I veer from the plan and I try to get cute, I lose money, man. I lose money. It's to the point now. I tell my wife, if I ever come home talking about some ideas and I'm gonna try this and try that, just tell me to shut up.
What did you write down? You do that. You said you was gonna do that. Do that.
Man.
At least you don't talk to yourself. I talk to myself in third person now. Like, man, you knew better. Why'd you do that? Stick to your rules. You wrote these for a reason, et cetera, et cetera. So, I think my wife's got tired of me having the puppy dog face, so that doesn't work anymore. So,
man, you and I going through the same thing, man. I swear, my wife told me because I came home, I lost a couple of times, and she was like, "Well, what were you doing when you won?" I was like, "Well, I was following Mr. Tony." She was like, "Well, why don't you just go back and do that?" And I was like, "Well, dang."
That's pretty much how it sounds with me. How were you, being profitable? I was only using this amount of money and I was doing, I was being patient. Okay, well, why are you doing something different?
Exactly. Yep.
We don't like easy. I don't know. Mr. Tony, like your system's so easy. I even myself, I find it like, if you just follow the 20s, there you'll be good. And anytime I go against the rules or go against the simple strategies, I pay for it every single time.
Yep.
Every time.
Everybody wants all this new age, high tech, this and that. This stuff been working for. It's kind of made these guys rich. I mean, my mentor Alan, who was a specialist when I came to Florida, and he took me on when nobody else would take me for whatever reason that might have been. But Alice is a Jewish guy, and he was a really cool guy. You know, he took me on when nobody else would take me on. And I didn't tell, well, I don't know if I have, but when I was a runner down on the floor, those runners were only lasting like maybe about 3, maybe 4 months, and then they get picked up at a post, you know, and they become a clerk and whatever. I was down there running. I was a runner on the floor for 9 going on 10 months. Nobody would pick me up. Guys that were coming on after me, they were getting picked up at posts and going to posts. But I just kept saying, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be diligent. I was only getting $900 a month. Me and the mayor, we weren't married yet. We was just kind of dating, but I was on that, we was on that diet date plan, you know. She's like, you ain't spending no money on you ain't making no money. So I'm gonna make money one day though. She's like, okay, well, maybe you got some potential. We'll see what happens. But you know, these plans, this stuff that he showed me, you know, way back in the day, it hasn't changed. When they sent me off to New York, they gave me this one. Alan gave me a variation of this, of what they did, okay? And then when I went to New York and I trained in New York, this is what they gave me. They got to keep it simple. Now, there's other traders, believe me, they got all kinds. They got the Fibonacci, resistance support levels. They got all kinds of things. They got all kinds, so much stuff. When I went to one of the trading floors, I think it was Cantor Fitzgerald, and I went there and I looked at some of the charts, as some of the screens as I was kind of walking around. We did like a little like a field trip, I guess you'd call it. I couldn't read that stuff. I felt like, oh, I might be in over my head. This is like, that looks real. Because, man, I can't even get the music to play in Clubhouse sometimes. How am I going to be able to make a living doing that stuff? That looks way beyond my pay grade. But, you know, thank God they made it simple for me. And that's, you know, and it works. And it's just, you know, I mean, look how clean that screen is. I mean, there's very little on there, but it tells me all I need to know.
Can I ask you a follow-up question on that trade?
No, Donna, no.
You see,
What's up?
you see the little reversal candle right there after that long top and tail, all the way to the far right. Right there. Come back a little bit. Up, yeah. Keep going up. Up. Yeah, right there. Why wouldn't you have gotten in like right there after that reversal candle showed up?
Right there.
The reversal one on the right there.
You could have. You definitely could have, because again, isn't that the weakest of the bullish candles?
Yeah, and then
and it's at the 8. If you want to use the 8, but I would like to see it a little closer to the 20.
20.
If it was here, then I'd be all over it.
That's your question. Then. That's the answer, because you said you would get on when you got down to the 20.
To the 20. I will add her near the 20. You know, the 8, you know, the 8 is cool, but the 8 ain't the 20.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's an indicator there for sure. You know, it's the weakest of the bullish candles for sure. That's it. So that'll give you.
Sometimes I get in like right up there on the 8, and then if it starts to turn against me, I draw lines real quick. And see I know, right?
Donna, when did I teach that? I didn't.
Listen, I know, right? But anyways, all right. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to see why, you know, because my mind is like kind of want to take off on its own here, but I wanted to see what you had to say.
So Donna, so lately, Donna, so let me ask you, since you've been going through the exercise, have you been learning more about yourself, about your trading style?
Yeah, I've always been a little like kind of reckless, a little fearless. So yeah, your rules are giving me
some structure
and discipline and structure. Yeah, all of that, all of the above. Because before it's like, damn, I would just look at it. I said, I kind of like this, and then I would get in too early on certain things. It's like, And then, now I know to wait and just be patient and wait for the setup, because before, oh my God, it's like.
Looks like it's gonna go up.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's me. Yeah, and yeah, so yes, and I'm using them, the same rules on my like my leaps, my long calls, which I probably should have waited till like closer to March 18th, around that time frame. Those option expiration date, but I got in some stuff for long term.
Okay.
The
All
last time some things dipped, and I might, we'll see what happens. I might add come March 18th.
But do it. Listen, Donna, more than, and I want you to, and everybody else, that's a good segue. If you can't explain to me, if you can't tell me the name of the trade, don't take the trade.
Yep.
Don't take it. So, I mean, we're looking at, what was I showing you earlier? Was that Starbucks? I think I was showing you guys. Yeah, I think it was, right? Oh, here it is now. Here, I think I got it. Cancel. And
Also Micron, if it wasn't Starbucks.
uh-oh. There's that move. There's that look. And look what it's produced. This is a daily. This is not 2 minute. It's a daily. So if you're placing your options trades and you're putting them out in the future, this thing has been so solid. I mean, it's been like money. Go back and look at a whole bunch of charts. Every time you see that, it's going to be like, what are you doing? Can't you see me? I mean, it's just been solid. And it's been that way for years. All right, guys, we're going an hour and a half.
And we'll have the recording available here for you guys as well. So that's I'm Mr. Tony. I'm glad we had a late discussion to have this.
We were talking 10 o'clock last night. I was trying to figure out how to. I'm still trying to record the studio
working on the recording.
And he's like, "Oh, you don't have your settings right." I'm like, "Oh man."
That was a fun conversation.
Oh.
But yeah, it was very, very necessary, for us to be able to have this one, because it is a lot more clarity in a few things, even on my end as well.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, because
yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to expose my vulnerability, because this was very valuable tonight.
No, you know what? Hey, you know what? This is, this has been fun for me. I didn't even, I've told you guys 100 times, I never thought I'd be doing anything like this, but this has been really kind of rewarding, kind of fun. And my wife's been like, you're helping people, and that's cool, because I've always been, not always been, before a long time, just been kind of like to myself, because nobody asked me anything. I didn't really volunteer any information. I'm gonna make my little chips and just go about my business and run off to the golf course. And all right, whatever. Maybe my kids will be interested in it one day or something. I don't know, but it's been cool. I've been really enjoying, doing this with you guys, to be honest with you. And now, we've kind of got some structure here to this thing, and Patrick is leading me through this thing, because I have no clue electronically what to do, how this stuff works. And everything's changing. You got YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all this stuff. And, and Patrick's telling me, no, you're selling yourself short. This thing is, it's big, and I'm just thanking you guys that you guys have been helping me to try to figure out, okay, oh, that's how they learn. That's what makes sense to them. this is the easiest path to take, because I want to take the shortest and easiest path. I've never done this before. You know, I never taught anybody how to do this. I just sat and did it myself. So thank you guys for helping me to try to figure out, you know, how to structure this thing, you know, and Patrick's kind of, you know, going, okay, do this, do that, you gotta do this, do that, you know, because I know there, you know, and I love you guys, but I know there's a bigger audience, and I got to get my Hawaii house at some point. So I'm really, we're, you know, looking forward to if I can take this out to the broader market, but I got to have some structure in place, and you guys are helping me with that. Not for that, I appreciate, and so I say thank you guys for that. So
No, thank you. You are the genius.
It's lines and colors, man. I don't know about you. I went to a state college, barely got out of there.
That's what Einstein said.